Hey everyone, my name is Alex Johnson. I'm an FDMA 327, and my midterm presentation will be on Charles Addams, aka the Tim Burton of the 1960s. I consider him to be an auteur because of the characters and the stories that he created, and he really inspired a lot of filmmaking in the future to come to light. So I think he is definitely somebody worth talking about and mentioning. So let's talk about him. Charles Addams. Just a little bit about his life. He was born January 7th in 1912 in Westfield, New Jersey, and he died September 28th in 1988 in New York City. He was a well-known cartoonist and artist, mostly known for creating the characters of the Addams family. Those characters from the Addams family went on to be popularized in both television and film, which caused new generations of creators to pull inspiration from him and create spooky stories of their own. And an example of that is Tim Burton, but we'll talk about him specifically later on. More about him. He was born to Grace M. and Charles Addams Sr. Fun fact, he was actually related to both John Adams and John Quincy Adams, the second and sixth presidents of the United States, respectively. He went to 3 universities from between 1929 and 1932, and he started his career by drawing cartoons of the characters of the Addams family in the newspaper The New Yorker from 1932 to 1937. And by the year 1942, he was creating animated training videos for the US Army during World War II. So obviously, right after he got out of college, he had a kind of a rough start getting into the business. He was a struggling artist, but he didn't really get his rise to popularity until after he got out of World War II, creating those training videos. He was married 3 times throughout his life to Barbara Jean Day, Barbara Barb, and Marilyn Matthews Miller. And if you look up any of these women that Charles Addams was married to, they look very similar to the character he created, Morticia Addams. That's just kind of interesting there. And he did unfortunately pass away in 1988 from a heart attack. And his ashes were later scattered in a pet cemetery. So basically, this guy was really weird. This guy, the show that he created was kind of just normal to him. So now let's talk about this show and these characters and the stories that he actually created. The Addams family, because these are his most popular attraction. This is what he's best known for. The characters, stories, and ideologies have modernized common horror tropes in film, and it was literally the first horror sitcom. So let's talk about the Addams family. So the basic synopsis of his cartoons was Gomez, Morticia, Wednesday, Pugsley, Fester, and Grandmama Addams living their lives in macabre fashion. The show also focused on family values and lessons in generosity, which is a little bit of juxtaposition, macabre generosity, but it worked out. Originating as cartoons, he later sold the rights to Filmways Incorporated, which is now better known as MGM Television, as we know. But he had heavy influence on creating the original TV sitcom series, The Addams Family, in 1964. Since then, Charlie's characters have been adapted into film, television, and theatrical productions. So now we're going to watch a clip from the 1964 TV show, The Addams Family, and then I'll talk a little bit about that afterwards.
Well, what are you going to do about it? Just stand there and take it?
Certainly not. I'm going to send Pomeroy an insulting letter.
Darling, I don't think we should lend our name to such a thing.
He could sign it a friend.
An insulting letter signed a friend. That would be novel.
I think we should turn the other cheek.
No, when people insulted me, I always turned the other cheek.
Well?
I ran out of cheeks. No, there's only one way to settle this.
Uncle Fester! Uncle Fester, please, not that.
But Morticia, the family honor.
He's right, Morticia. The family honor. You'll have to challenge Pomeroy to a duel.
No, I'd rather shoot him in the back.
Uncle Fester, that is not the honorable way.
I know, but it's the safe way.
Uncle Fester, I'm ashamed of you. And Addams doesn't know the meaning of the word fear.
I do. I'll shoot him in the back.
Uncle Fester, remember the Addams name.
It'll have to be a duel.
With swords?
With victory going to the swiftest, the cunningest, the deadliest.
I'll shoot him in the back.
Wait, how about pistols?
Well, that's different. Does he get one, too?
Naturally.
Loaded?
You get 1 bullet apiece.
In the back.
We have visitors.
It's Mr. Pomeroy. Little Harold is with him.
See, they've come to make peace.
I hope not.
I'll handle this. Remember, you took care of the gas inspector.
Okay, so the clip we just saw was from the 1964 sitcom series The Addams Family. This was the original series. Although color TV was just emerging at the time, the black and white color scale on the TV gave the show a much more gothic vibe, which is what Charles Addams was going for when he was influencing the show. The series often employed the same type of zany satire and screwball humor seen in the Marx Brothers films, in addition to wordplay, physical comedy, and occasionally slapstick comedy. So it was a pretty fun show. The Addams Family ran for about 2 seasons on ABC, and the actors came back to reprise their roles in a Halloween special. But the thing about this is this show really kicked off the gothic genre into TV and film. This show has been referenced countless times in modern day cinema, and this show brought the Addams Family to the spotlight, making Charles's works live on in the form of a franchise/blockbuster movement. I mean, everybody knows the Addams Family. They're a household name. Everybody does. And they still are making a lot of content to this day. And we're actually going to be talking a little bit about that right now. So what you're going to see right now is a clip from the 1991 movie.
Home cooking! There's nothing like it in the world.
May I have the salt?
What do we say?
Now.
What is this?
Mama's spécialité de la maison.
Oh, Tish.
Start with the eyes.
Did you sleep well?
Like the dead. Really? Who would have thought the Bermuda Triangle could change a man so much? You used to toss and turn all night. We had to chain you to the bedpost.
Doesn't make sense.
The Bermuda Triangle is a very strange and mysterious place. You'd be surprised at all the things you don't know.
She certainly would. Wednesday adores the Bermuda Triangle. She studies it. Death at sea. She's hooked.
Ask me anything.
Being in my old room sure brings back memories. Remember Camp Custer for preteen offenders. Aren't memories precious? Today I like to wander through the house, remembering. No, sorry, old man. No wandering today. Today we're going straight to the vault. Bravo, Pugsley!
So the clip we just watched was from the 1991 movie The Addams Family, starring Raul Julia, Angelina Houston, and Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd is the guy who played Doc from Back to the Future. But besides the cartoon series, The Addams Family was actually notably absent from screens after the 1960 series ended. It wasn't until after Charles Addams had passed that they started remaking all of his stuff. This film kept the same cinematic styles from the 1964 show, keeping the ghoulish imagery intact except for the fact that it was in color, not black and white. The success of this film led to a reignition of Addams Family content, which spawned a new TV series, movie sequels, and a musical to be released. Okay, so Charles Addams' legacy. Even after Charles Addams died, his characters lived on, and they still live on to this day. Charles Addams has been referenced as a notable inspiration to Tim Burton throughout the years. In 2021, Tim Burton was commissioned to film a new Addams Family series called Wednesday for Netflix, starring Wednesday as the title role. 2 animated films sharing motifs from Charles's original cartoons came out in 2019 and 2021. But the thing about that is that they portray their characters in more of a comical form than their live-action counterparts. Charles Addams would definitely be considered a cinematic auteur for his use of imagery and creepy aesthetics that he carried through his television shows. Charles's show inspired TV to become more spookier and to have more of an oddity feel to them. He really didn't hold back on any of the zaniness in his shows. His characters live on in the industry today, and his macabre themes have been major influences to modern television and motion pictures to this day. I think that Charles Addams is definitely somebody who we should be paying attention to. His work is really underrated, but we see a lot of his influences nowadays in modern TV shows. Just for example, this year, WandaVision, the first 2 episodes of that show were pulled very similarly to the Addams Family original show, having it be like more of a spooky type odd vibe. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of these kind of oddity and gothic sitcoms and shows and stuff coming out, and I think that Charles Addams was just a very interesting person in general. I think that he did a lot of good for the television industry, and I think that is why he is definitely considered a great cinematic auteur. So anyway, that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching this presentation, and I appreciate it.